crazy after all these beers is brought to you by our friends at Chilled Nightlife and Entertainment Magazine. Eat, drink, and be merry at chilledmagazine.com. And by Porta-Pong, the world's #1 best-selling inflatable floating beer pong table at portapong.com.
Now, Matt, Rock Art Brewery. Tell us all about Rock Art Brewery, because you're the president, right?
Yeah, it's a brewery I started. We're a small brewery in northern Vermont. We're located in Morrisville. I started it back in '97. We've just steadily been growing since then. We're having a lot of fun. I got a whole new extreme series of beers we're having fun with brewing. It's something that I love to do, you know. The classic, I was a home brewer who made the jump and has a successful brewery.
Now, when you say these are extreme beers, is this not part of your regular lineup? Is this the regular lineup? How does this fit into the...
Yeah, we have. It's like an extension of our brewery brands. You know, I've got my core group of beers that built the brewery and pay for the bills. And now with this lineup, I'm able to continue paying bills, obviously, but having a lot of fun with it.
And have a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
And that's what a brewer looks for, because, you know, brewers do the same lineup of beers.
Yeah.
And it's nice to roll the dice a little bit and experiment.
You brew the same recipe for 500 times in a row. You know, it's kind of fun to do something new.
Ask a chef to cook the same entree day after day after day, and that's the only thing that he can cook, and you'll get the same response, right? Sure. What do we have up front here, Matt?
We got a nice jasmine pale ale. It's kind of an experimental beer for us, using a little bit of herbs. This one is jasmine flowers. We use a little bit in the kettle, a little bit in the secondary, sort of like a dry herb. Gives it a nice, unique flavor, very low hop. The next one in the lineup is a Belvedere. That's my newest beer. It's a big IPA, very hoppy, a lot of hop flavor. It's got some nice Amarillo hops in there. And then we've got a Helles-style Bock. Double Bock, more hops than usual, a little more IBU, and that one is an 8% beer. Helles style is a little lighter Bock. It's got a nice lager flavor to it. And then our biggest beer that we have is a 10% Vermonster. The Vermonster.
Like that?
That's an American style barley wine.
That's something I could probably lay down for a while, right?
Oh yeah, that would age really nice. I've still got a couple bottles at my house of the original batch that I did.
Which was when?
I think it was like 2 years ago, because it was my interpretation of a 10th anniversary. You know, I didn't do a 10th anniversary beer and call it that because I didn't want to limit the sales. You know, it's a great beer. I knew that it'd have a lot of longevity to it. So we did a 10 theme though, 10%, 100 IBUs, and dry hopping a pound per barrel.
I like the marketing approach, because how many brewers have told me that when they release an Oktoberfest beer, come November 1st, no one wants to buy it.
Yeah.
And yet the beer is still good.
Oh yeah. Well, that's a fact. I mean, you know, you start looking at the different markets and things stop instantly. We have a Belgian style white. We call it 70 and 75, and I tell you, you hit that first cold day in September, and boom, sales are done.
Let's try that barley one. I've been here all day, man. I am thirsty as all hell. So I think it's time that we take a look at this barley. 10%, you said?
10%, yeah. Well, it is afternoon, so I think you're all set.
I don't think afternoon makes a big difference to me, to tell you the truth. I mean, I've done this at 9 in the morning, so it's really okay.
Well, breakfast beer, you know, there's a lot of nutrients in a beer. So.
Absolutely. Beer is not just for dinner or lunch. Cheers to you. Let's try this and see what's coming down.
Yeah, a lot of hops.
Whoa, I'll tell you what. Yeah, it sure is. And you know what I like about this, too? It's not ice cold.
Yeah, well, you get a lot better flavor out of a beer when you have it a little warmer. The cold really concentrates the flavors, makes the hops kind of sharp, makes some of the acidity in the beer sharp. So you warm it up, it allows those caramel flavors and the malts you're using to start softening up, and you really get to taste them that way.
And that's what we got to educate people. You know, Don't be afraid to try your craft beers at a few points warmer than what you're used to.
And, you know, definitely temperature, proper serving temperature for certain beers is critical to get the good flavors, but I also do brew some beers that I enjoy ice cold as well. So
I love this beer.
Have something when it's 95 degrees.
There you go. Matt, how about distribution? Tell us again distribution.
Oh, sure, yeah. Well, we're primarily northern Vermont. And we do a little bit in southern Vermont as well. And then we have spots around, a little bit in the Massachusetts area, Connecticut a tiny bit, northern New Jersey, Philadelphia, and we just started a little bit in Arizona. Arizona. There's a couple of UVM graduates, University of Vermont down in Burlington. They were very familiar and got through their college days with my Ridge Runner beer, which I didn't bring today. That's probably the beer that we're most famous for. That's a lighter style barley wine. And they were very familiar with that beer. And so when they moved to Arizona, they found that they just wanted to get some of that down there, and they started a small distributorship. So, but we're 95% of our beer is primarily within 50 miles of my brewery.
Kind of makes sense, and it cuts back on some problems as well.
Yeah, well, I mean, small brewery, we can't really support the brand out of state. Yeah, I get to do a few festivals like this, but it's an 8-hour drive for me. So, and I got 2 kids that I'm having fun with.
That's
the last thing I want to do is work all the time.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we're going to enjoy the rest of this beer. Matt, Rock Art Brewery, best of luck to you.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks for joining us. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. It's still crazy after all these beers. Cheers to you, brother.